Hey everybody, it's Patrick Grosser with Fathom Realty. And this is your Cincinnati real estate market news for week 36 of 2021. We're going to compare the numbers from this past week to the same week last year, see how it measures up. And we're also going to discuss 3 specific strategies that you can utilize in the fall market here as we head into the off season in the Cincinnati real estate market, how you can achieve your goals whether you're buying, selling, or doing both. But first, let's take a look at the numbers here. First off, new listings are down 5% compared to the same time last year. That's certainly discouraging. We're already in a low inventory market. We want to see more listings, not fewer listings than last year. We'll keep an eye on that to see if that becomes a trend. Closings are down 18% compared to the same time last year. That's a big number. What we did explain in the previous weeks that the theory behind why that's happening and why that's becoming a trend is that in the spring and summer of last year, we were in the throes of the beginning of the pandemic, and most people were on the sidelines, even if they planned to move before that hit. They delayed their plans, and if they still had to make a move, a lot of them did that in late summer and early fall, which is what we're comparing our season right now to. So it makes sense with that theory why we're seeing a big drop in the number of closings this past week compared to the same time last year. Average sale price is up 18%, actually a little bit more than that. That's a big number. In the past few weeks, we've seen it in the lower teens. Now we're in the higher teens again. We've seen it as high as 26% in the peak of the market in the spring and the summer. But that's encouraging for homeowners that your home is worth 18% more than it was last year, even if all you did was maintain your home. So certainly still very much a seller's market in terms of home prices. That's discouraging for buyers, of course, but rates are still pretty low, and it's still a better alternative buying, generally speaking, than renting if you're going to be living in the same place long term. Average days on market is down 42%. That's a pretty normal number, not as high as we've seen that, not as big a change compared to last year as we have seen in weeks past. What that basically means is it's almost twice as fast this year that homes are moving from active or coming soon status to pending status. So those are the days on market. The average is about 11 right now. So most homes are actually on and off the market quicker than that, but some of the ones that sit that are overpriced or not marketed properly kind of weigh down that average a little bit. So overall, right now with inventory, we're looking at 2.47 months. That includes active, coming soon, and pending listings, ones that are under contract but haven't closed yet, so those are still considered inventory. If you do the math, actually 40% of that 2.47 months worth of inventory is active or coming soon, and that's about 1 month worth of active or coming soon inventory, which is ultimately the inventory that buyers have to choose from. So all things considered here, we're still very much in a seller's market historically speaking. It's a little bit less severe of a seller's market than it was just a month or two ago in the peak of the season. That's a normal trend that we always see as we head into the fall. Certainly people want to move during the warmer months if they can control that, especially if they have children in school. They typically want to move outside of the school year so they don't have to switch schools or just generally disrupt their children during the school year. So people that are moving in the fall, the winter, and the off season are generally doing that because of a more urgent need. So we'll talk about that in just a second here as one of our buyer strategies. But if you are considering selling your home, you're thinking about a move, maybe you've been on the sidelines waiting for the right time to do it. Obviously, you've already heard that it's been a seller's market all year. Buyer demand is high, supply of homes is low. We've seen home prices pretty much skyrocket, rise sharply here this year. We're seeing evidence of that again this week. It may not be the best time of year to sell because there's not as many buyers out in the market right now. Again, most people want to move during the spring and summer if they can, but we're also not competing as sellers with as many other sellers this time of year. There's not as many new listings coming to market. So it's a bit of a wash in some ways in terms of if the fall or winter is a better time. Certainly the winter is not a great time because of weather, especially if we have severe weather, wet, snowy weather, but the fall is actually a pretty good time too to consider selling your home as long as that makes sense for you and your move and what you need in terms of your living situation. So if you are seriously considering selling your home, you ought to consider a premium marketing strategy. What we do is called target marketing. That's an optional upgrade we offer our clients. You can learn more about target marketing, how it works, to see if it's a good fit for you by clicking the link to our video there. patrickgrosser.com/sell. That's an educational overview. We're not going to try to swipe your contact information. We're not going to try to sell you anything. We're just educating you on that approach so you understand if that's a good fit for you, and you can reach out to us if you have questions or if you wanted to pursue that further. But essentially, target marketing is not just finding a buyer for your home, it's finding the right buyers for your home. Those people that would consider your home to be their dream home because the features of your home match specifically what they need or what they're looking for in their next home. And the way we find these people is by analyzing the unique features of your home and then doing demographic research to determine what types of people would be most interested in those features. And then we proactively market to those people online and offline. So even if they're not actively browsing Zillow or other sites for new homes, because maybe they were, but they got frustrated with their search, we're actually reaching their Facebook news feed, we're reaching their mailboxes to make sure that we're reaching the right people who would consider your home to be their dream home. And as you can imagine, those people are willing to pay a premium for your home. They're willing to give you the best terms for your sale, the most convenient timing, maybe not asking for many repairs, not asking for a bunch of closing costs for that to be paid by you as the seller. So target marketing is proving very effective for our clients. If you want to pursue that a little bit further and learn more about that at least, go ahead and click the link, patrickgrosser.com/sell. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home right now, it's actually a really good time of year to be browsing, kind of sitting on the sidelines and taking a look, at least keeping an eye on the market. We see a lot of listings that didn't sell in the summer, that were overpriced or distressed or just not marketed properly, that are still on the market. So you can actually get a really good deal on some of those homes because those sellers, as you can imagine, are getting pretty desperate to offload their property. They're incurring all these holding costs they want to sell, so they're more willing to negotiate. We also see people that have to sell in the off season because of a more urgent need to move or just divest of their property. Maybe a financial hardship, or may just be a major life change or a job relocation or something like that that prompts them to move to sell their home in the off season rather than waiting to the more prime summer spring market. So as a buyer, it's a good time to kind of keep an eye on things, see if you can get a good deal even if you're not really ready to buy right now. So what we offer for people like that is what we call the just looking approach. Essentially what we do, you can learn more about it actually at patrickgrosser.com/justlooking. There's a funny story how we came up with this approach, and it's something you could probably relate to. Check that out. So essentially what we do with the just looking approach is we set up a custom MLS search, and we make sure that we're sending email notifications every single time any listing that matches those criteria hits the market, so that our clients are actually receiving instant notification oftentimes before these listings appear on Zillow and other sites. That way, even though our clients in this case are not actively searching or browsing all the time, they get a notification when something that might meet their needs pops up. And the best part of it, the best feedback we get from our clients is they like the fact that we don't bother them. We don't call them or email them or twist their arm and try to get them pre-approved for financing or convince them to go see a house or write an offer. They told us that they're just looking. So we're taking that very literally. We're ready to answer questions. If you have them, we're ready to schedule a showing at any time that you need that, but we're just not bugging you about it. So whether you're shopping for a home or a car or electronics or furniture or whatever, the last thing you want is some salesperson breathing down your neck when you're trying to make a big decision. So that's our just looking approach. Again, check that out for more information, patrickgrosser.com/justlooking. And if you're thinking about buying and selling at the same time, sometimes it's hard to understand, should you buy first or sell first or do both at the same time? And you may not know what the financing looks like in any of those cases. So the best thing you can do is at least get educated on all your traditional options and also maybe some more innovative solutions, one we call the bridge solution. Check out the video, patrickgrosser.com/bridge. We go through all the traditional options, how you can buy and sell simultaneously or buy first or sell first, and how the financing works in each case. But we also talk extensively about the bridge solution, which is a really good fit for people who want to buy their home first before they sell, but they don't qualify for a mortgage on their new house while holding the mortgage on their current house. And they also don't want to move out into an apartment after they sell their home or move in with friends and family and then have to shop for 6 months in an uncomfortable situation where they're living before they find their next home. They want to take their time to find the right home, but they want to stay where they're living, but the financing doesn't really work out that way. So this is a really good solution to bridge that gap, to make sure that you only have to move once. You don't have to move into an apartment. You can buy first while we get the financing figured out, because we have an investor partner that will purchase your home, let you lease it back month to month. That way you have no mortgage debt when you're buying your new home. You have more cash for a down payment for your new home. You can even pay off some old debts, trade up to a better loan that's a better fit for you financially for the long term. So that's called the Bridge Solution. Again, check that out, patrickgrosser.com/bridge if you'd like more information on that. I hope this information in general is helpful for you. If you like to see market news on the Cincinnati real estate market here, or you like tips and strategies for buyers and sellers, go ahead and hit the like button. We do a video every single Friday on the market news. We also do occasional videos on buyer-seller tips and strategies for the market that we're currently in, how you can achieve your goals right now. If you want to make sure you don't miss any videos in the future, there's a couple ways you can do that. First off, you can follow our Facebook business page and turn on notifications. If you just like the page, it's not enough. You have to turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss anything. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Patrick Grosser-Cincinnati Realtor. And by the way, if you have any topic suggestions, things we haven't covered in the past that you'd like to see us cover in the future, or if you have any questions you'd like answered in this video format, go ahead and drop those in the comments for us. We'd be happy to answer those questions, address those topics, because not only can we educate you, but chances are there's someone else in our audience, or maybe more than one person in our audience, in our community, that has those same questions and wants us to cover those topics as well. So you'd actually be helping us to educate you and our larger audience here as well. So we appreciate your feedback. Go ahead and drop those in the comments for us. I'm Patrick Grosser, and thanks for watching.